Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. We want to start out with a story out of Goldsboro, where a man is now facing charges after people say he robbed them as he was trying to sell a PlayStation 5. Amari Faison is charged with 2 counts of larceny from a person and 1 count of robbery with a dangerous weapon. Goldsboro police say the 18-year-old Faison met a woman on August 27th on Harris Street to sell her a PlayStation 5. The man snatched the money from her hands and made off. The same thing happened to a man at the same location on September 6th, and then on September 18th, a man met the suspect on South Taylor Street, where police say his money was also snatched from his hands. Police say they developed Faison as a suspect in the thefts, and he was arrested Sunday afternoon on Day Circle after a search warrant was served. Faison is due in court today for his first appearance. And now we want to turn to, again, the ongoing story of peace in the Middle East as the ceasefire deal was signed yesterday between President Trump along with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the leaders of Hamas. NBC's Tom Yamas has more.
Early this morning, President Trump returning to the U.S.
This was really a historic day, to put it mildly, right?
Following that whirlwind day in the Middle East, culminating with that historic summit in Egypt. The president signing a declaration aimed at ending 2 years of war, though leaders of Israel and Hamas were not present.
Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East.
Earlier in the day, the president addressing the Israeli parliament, where he was hailed a hero. Part of the ceasefire deal, the release of 20 living Israeli hostages.
20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families.
And these many emotional homecomings. Eitan Moore held captive for nearly 2 years, reuniting with his father. Segev Kalfan with his family again. They learned only a few months ago he was still alive. And Eviatar David, back home with his family. 2 months ago, Hamas released a video of him digging his own grave. In Gaza and the West Bank, jubilation as well. Thousands of released Palestinian prisoners and detainees returning home. Back in Tel Aviv, we spoke again with Moshe Levi, who had been waiting to reunite with his brother-in-law, Omri Miran. Omri was kidnapped in front of his wife and 2 daughters.
We were so excited to see him crossing the border. The first thing we did was just hug each other.
For Miran, like the other hostages, the recovery will take time. Levy tells us his brother-in-law's meals are portioned out so his body can readjust to a normal diet after 2 years of starvation.
He can't eat everything he wants to right now because of the conditions in captivity.
For those freed, both Israelis and Palestinians, a day of joy and hope, a day few believe could happen. But there are still many challenges and questions, from who will rebuild Gaza to the disarming of Hamas, significant obstacles to a lasting peace.
And again, that was NBC's Tom Yamas reporting. We now turn our attention to your weather forecast. Again, today is, another cloudy day. Same story from the weekend, at least same system from the weekend that continues to bring the cloud cover to eastern North Carolina. But you can clearly see that area of low pressure is right now swirling off the coast. It's going to get shoved out even further into the Atlantic as an area of high pressure really starts to expand across the southeastern United States. Right now, that area of high pressure set up over Alabama and Mississippi. But again, we are seeing some sunny skies further back towards the west. Right now, Raleigh kind of on that back edge of cloud cover. Further to the west, Greensboro right now enjoying plentiful sunshine. We also, again, have got some sunshine across Cape Fear right now. Cape Lookout and Cape Hatteras still very much stuck under the clouds. We've got some light rain showers coming out of those clouds. Right now, those raindrops moving over parts of Onslow County around Jacksonville and Camp Lejeune. But here's what we've got outside just from some of our cameras. And Goldsboro is likely going to be the area that sees the sunshine first, coming up later on this evening. Right now certainly looks quite gray, but similar conditions right now being shown in Washington. Not seeing a whole lot of a change until we get to later on this evening and then into tomorrow, when that high pressure really starts to expand. Right now, air temperatures generally in the low to mid 60s throughout eastern North Carolina. Winds are blowing in at a fairly healthy 7 to 15 mile per hour sustained breeze across the area, with some stronger winds present along the coast. 18 mile an hour sustained wind in Beaufort, 17 in Stumpy Point, 16 in Meteorologist. It is just going to be another gray and breezy day, but we should start to see, as we head into the later afternoon hours, the opportunity for a few more sun breaks, particularly for those of you watching on the western side of Highway 17. The closer you get to I-95, the better opportunity you have of possibly picking up some sun breaks at times today. I wouldn't go trying to plan your day around it, but tomorrow we'll have much more sunshine present, starting out with a few clouds along the coast early on in the day, but then even those clouds are expected to move out into the Atlantic, leaving us with very sunny skies for the afternoon, and air temperatures will respond to that sunshine, going from the mid to upper 60s today into the low to mid 70s by tomorrow. A northerly wind will remain consistent though, and that northerly wind will have a little bit more of an impact coming up on Thursday and Friday than what we're going to see tomorrow. A big reason why is the area of high pressure is actually going to make it over the mountains by Thursday, and that's going to open the door for some cooler air to roll in out of the north. So air temperatures will be taking a little bit of a dip from tomorrow into Thursday and Friday. 75 degrees tomorrow, 67 on Thursday, 68 on Friday, but it's your overnight lows that really take more of the hit. Seeing 56 degrees tonight, down to 42 degrees by Thursday night into Friday morning. If you're heading to the ECU game on Thursday, make sure you wear some layers. You may end up getting surprised in the third, fourth quarter with some chillier conditions than you prepared for. I want everybody to note, again, this is going to be our, I would say, our first chilly game of the season. Air temperatures will be in the low 40s as we wake up early Friday morning. So if you're sending the kids out to go stand at the bus stop, make sure they have a jacket before they walk out the door. 76 degrees on Saturday, 80 on Sunday means that we're not going to be sticking with the cooler air for too long. But again, overnight lows remain below that 60-degree mark, which keeps the humidity low through the upcoming weekend. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday.